Hi there, Audrey Alamo here, and I'm with my dear friend Sue Johnson. So we are speaking from a different perspective today. Usually I'm talking to the cancer warrior, and today this is a different kind of cancer warrior. Sue is the caregiver to Lenny, and so I'm going to let you kind of introduce yourself first, and then we'll talk about your situation with Lenny.
Okay. Okay, like she said, I'm Sue Johnson, and what am I besides a caregiver? I am a business owner. I started my own business at the beginning of this year. After working for a company for 21 years, I started a recruiting firm, and then I also started a photography business. So I love doing portraits too, so that's a big passion of mine. Lenny and I have a daughter who's just getting ready to turn 17 this week. Go Emma! So that is pretty much my story.
Synopsis
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Okay, and tell us about you and Lenny, and
Okay.
then maybe her diagnosis and what you're contending with right now.
Okay. Okay, well, Lenny and I and Emma, we've been a family unit since 2007. Lenny and I reunited, and in 2000, and I moved them out here from Athens, Georgia, in 2008, and we've had some really great experiences since we've been here in San Antonio. And in 2010, Lenny was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. And what that entailed was the lumpectomy, radiation, and that was it. They didn't suggest chemotherapy at the time, and it was stage 1. It was so minute, it was so small. So we really took the stand of just like, let's, that's in the rearview mirror, and we proceeded to live fast and furiously and having a wonderful life, and did a lot of traveling, and never ever considered that there would be a reoccurrence. It just never, we never ever let it even come close to, I mean, I don't think I would have started my own business. I don't think I would have done what I did. I started my business the same month she got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And, even prior to that, her diagnosis, we were, had great plans to move to the mountains and build our cabin and have our new life after I started my business, that I could work from anywhere.
So you were about to celebrate 5 years.
Oh, big time.
Were you going to
But
New York?
it was so much even in the rear view. Oh, yeah. Oh, and here's another thing. 5 years ago, when she was diagnosed first, we had planned a trip to New York with Emma, and we were going to see the Statue of Liberty and everything. We had never done all that stuff. So we had that all scheduled, and then that same time it was scheduled, she was diagnosed, and she was already scheduled to go into surgery. So we canceled that. So that was one of the things. So we were rescheduled that trip, and at the same time, so we had to cancel that. So this is, if this is Make-A-Wish Foundation, send us to New York.
So I love you. So something that should shatter your world, or seemingly, you're cracking up.
Yeah.
And I know you're not always cracking up.
Right.
But you do have such an amazing spirit and way of handling this. So that's why I'm so glad you're sharing with the caregivers. So, did you finish that piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she's got, what's her diagnosis right now?
She has stage 4 breast cancer, which means it's metastasized into the bones, the liver, and the lymph nodes.
Okay.
And then a little bit, they're starting to see a little bit in the lungs. So right now she is in her second round of chemo. After the first round of Taxol, she had came down with pneumonia, so she was hospitalized. So her chemo was suspended for about a month. They were going to continue with the Taxol, but now after she's recovered enough, her oncologist wants her to go. You know, she's getting ready to have her second AC treatment. Yeah.
So what changed in your environment since this diagnosis?
Well, first of all, you know, she hasn't been really well enough to work. She worked a little bit, you know, from home. She has been a little bit, but she's just not well enough to work. So she's been home, and then I'm home. I'm working from home. So, you know, when you go from having separate lives to all of a sudden you're both home and all, you know, so, and then you have the intensity of the illness, right? So it's a lot. I mean, you have to adjust to a lot, adapt and change, and you know, you're in each other's space all the time, and you know, a lot of good from that, but this it's challenging too. So I think we've really reached out a lot to people like, you know, you and a lot of the resources and the relationships that we've met through you, you know, just having the group gathering at the, you know, swimming pool and the spa, and that was just incredible. You know, we were talking earlier before how, you know, when we first went through this, we did not connect with a lot of other patients with cancer. And I think it was because we really saw that as kind of more identifying with cancer than we wanted to. And now it's a whole different picture. I really see the gift that it's been given from reaching out and sharing our stories with each other and really helping each other and listening and engaging with people going through similar things has been profound. It's been profound. I mean, we were just talking about it, how it breaks down all the junk. You know what I mean?
So I told you this was going to be a hard-hitting interview.
Yeah.
So let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, ask me the nitty-gritty.
What is the most challenging thing about being a caregiver? Like, just, is it the tediousness or the comforting, or what do you find that you have to do that is challenging for you personally?
Okay. Well, I think the hardest thing is that when you really love someone, you know, I don't know what other situations people are in, you know, different caregiving, you know, parent and a daughter. This is my truly beloved that I'm going through this with. So, I mean, and it's not something like I just couldn't wait, you know, to get out of the marriage or this. I mean, this is someone I've dreamed about being with for years. And we were in the middle of just a wonderfully beautiful life together. And we still are. It's just that the hardest part and the biggest challenge for me is to see someone go through suffering, pain, emotional upheaval, and that there's nothing, you know, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
What do you want to do instinctually? Have you done something?
Well, I've just, you know, what I've wanted to do instinctually is I wanted to take it away and give it, you know, I want to take it. I mean, I know that's cliche and that can come across, but really, literally,
Have you tried that?
You know, imagining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've imagined it.
Yeah. And
Let me take this.
How does it work for Linny? How does that work for her?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How does that work?
Well, if you're a fix-it.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is, okay. You know, I remember, I don't know if some of you watched when I did the thing about tears, holding space for tears.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a big part of my learning is, and I've gotten much better at it than at the beginning, is being present and getting myself out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, being able to be present when she's suffering or having struggles or crying, and being able to be a support by just being there without trying to fix anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we both learned, you know, that, you know, sometimes she'll say, I just need you to be here. I just need to let this out.
Mm.
Or and sometimes it just can take 15 minutes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much as, you know, a nuisance or, you know, my time or anything. It's just that it triggers such deep, I want to not have her to go through such hard stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't want anyone to have to do that.
Right.
And
especially someone you love.
Yeah. But anyone.
Right.
You know, anyone. So it's just learning how to just be compassionate and how to be present, stay present in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's been one of the biggest blessings of this whole experience.
And you might have jumped the gun or answered my next question, but I was just thinking that the person going through cancer and the person watching this person go through cancer, both equally difficult in their own right. You know, you think, oh, poor cancer person. But I imagine to watch someone go through that and be able to do nothing is maybe more difficult than going through it. So how are you handling that? Just kind of apart from Linny, when you have your own space or maybe with Linny, what are some things that you can encourage caregivers that you're doing that have worked?
Oh, taking care of myself. It's like, you know, I've always said, you know, take care of the horse. You know, I've always been really service kind of oriented anyway, so it's part of my practice and philosophy of, you know, just the happiest people are the ones that really are not, you know, seem to be more service oriented, and I've, you know, kind of lived my life that way. And I think that part of taking care of myself is a responsibility in that. It's like I'm not going to be, if I can, and I can feel myself when I'm at a point where, okay, I'm like kind of getting tapped. I need to take a break. I need to do something. What do I do? I'm like, her best friend's flying in this next week, and she's going to be here a week. Thank you, Karen. Oh, no. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. And then, you know, and she takes such good care of Lenny. I mean, there's just, and her sisters, but Karen's coming in, and I've rented a little cabin on the river. So do a little meditation,
get away,
have nature. Nature to me is such a healer, and get away from the phones, get away from the computers, get away from everything, and rejuvenate, replenish. Because it's the only way really I can stay any good at what I'm committed to, which is being, you know, of service to the people around me. And a lot of that's the quiet time, meditation. We're in this meditation room here. This is a little sanctuary. That's we built this. This was constructed. I had this constructed the same day that Lenny was getting surgery.
Oh wow, the 5 years
5 years
ago?
ago.
Oh my goodness.
So I knew we both would need it, and we ended up, Lenny wanted this bed in here.
Uh-huh.
So it's been, and really, with the family, Lenny, me, and Emma, we've come here during
Yeah.
really, when Lenny got re-diagnosed,
Mm-hmm.
we all ended up in here.
Mm.
We all ended up in here. Prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation.
Yeah.
To me, is key.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about yourself now that you didn't know about yourself pre-stage 4 diagnosis?
I think I really thought, because of all my practice and everything that I studied and learned, I do, my practice is really Buddhism. It's a Buddhist practice, and I really thought that I was more progressed than I am. I thought that I couldn't be as impacted by life's natural phenomena as much as I have been. Yeah, I think that sometimes I really think things happen in life that you least suspect. Well, there are some big surprises in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some element that I kind of had this idea of, I kind of knew what was coming. I didn't know this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to me out of left field and kind of pulled the rug out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a lot more work to do on myself than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's awesome. That's big. Huge. We're all big works in progress, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, is there anything that I didn't ask that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I think the only thing that I'm always thinking from a sense of how people could benefit from these videos, because they've been meeting you, Lenny here, she's the one dealing with the most, and I asked her, I said, what have you benefited the most from when we were doing the poster thing, and I said, what have you, Lenny, what have you benefited? What are some big things that you've gotten from this? And her big thing was, I got to meet Audrey Alamo. That's the truth. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
So people don't understand. People don't realize their impact in life.
Yeah.
And what they give, and you've given
Aww.
such gifts and such comfort to so many people.
Wow.
Myself included, Lenny, and I know hundreds more. And it's your continued, you just keep showing up, and you keep sharing, and you keep engaging, and that commitment is so inspiring. And not just that, but the love that you bring into the room everywhere. And it inspires us to be better, to do more, and to get through the next treatment,
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Anything quickly you would have done different, or are we done? Or is that?
I just think we shortchanged ourselves a little bit at the beginning, not getting involved or not having this kind of support network. Because I think if I were to say anything to anyone, we didn't in a million years ever think there'd be a recurrence. And so, because of that, I think, it's not that I hope no one has a recurrence, but just to be mindful that can happen. And that to maybe go an extra mile when there's some symptoms that show back up. I think one of the reoccurring things that happened, I was surprised that people that did have recurrence that we talked to, there was this kind of persistent cough, little fever. I just want people to, if they hear anything, I want that to be a red flag. And even if someone says, no, you've got something, go the extra mile. Go like, well, let's just be clear. Let's really check this out.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing
Okay.
that I would say.
And don't live in fear.
Yes.
Don't live in fear.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You can even clip that out if you want to.
Okay. No, it's good stuff. Good stuff. This is raw.
Yeah.
Love you. Thank you
I love you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
For now.
For now.